Are you wondering if you can really see the Cotswolds in just a day from London? We did, and it was incredible. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to spend one day in the Cotswolds, what to see, eat, and do on a day trip from London so you can plan well, make the most of your time, and enjoy an unforgettable escape. Hi everyone, I'm Antoinette, and welcome back to my channel. At Frolic and Courage, I like to help you plan well, have fun, and travel the world. And today we're talking about the Cotswolds, so let's just jump right in. What exactly is a Cotswold? What are the Cotswolds? The Cotswolds are a region located in central, southwest to southeast England, about a few hours outside of London. So it's not a single attraction or a landmark, it's actually an entire region. The word Cotswolds comes from the word cot, which is like livestock, and wold, which means gentle rolling hills. The area made money from sheep and their wool. So what's so special about the Cotswolds, and what is the Cotswolds famous for? Well, the area is known for its rolling hills, cute and quaint villages, historic sites, and picturesque landscapes. It is straight something out of a movie. And speaking of, if you've ever watched Downton Abbey, Poldark, The Crown, Pride and Prejudice, Harry Potter, or Bridget Jones's Diary, you've already had a glimpse into the charming villages of the Cotswolds. Celebrities like David and Victoria Beckham, Kate Moss, Patrick Stewart, and Kate Winslet all have homes in the Cotswolds. There are over 100 villages to visit. But if you're planning to see as much of the Cotswolds as possible in one day, like we did, it helps to just focus on a few. And today we're actually going to focus on 4 of some of the best villages to visit and most popular in the Cotswolds: Burford, Bibury, Bourton-on-the-Water, and Stow-on-the-Wold. Even those names are cute, like Bibury and Bourton-on-the-Water. So cute. And in this video, I'll share our experience and share all the facts. And don't worry about writing any of these tips down. I'll put a link to my blog in the description box down below so you can print it and read it at your leisure. What about getting to the Cotswolds? How do you get from London to the Cotswolds? There are a couple of ways, and I'll share the pros and cons for each to help you decide what's best for your trip. The first option is to drive. Driving will give you the most flexibility. The 75-mile trip takes about 2 hours, and some of the villages limit the amount of larger tour buses that come through, so a car will give you access that no bus can handle. Plus, you can spend more time in different villages and explore at your leisure. However, parking can be scarce, so take what you can get and be alert. The roads can be narrow and they may charge you for some parking spots, and parking isn't hard to find, so once you park, you may still have to walk a good while to get into the villages. The next way is through public transportation. You can take the Great Western Railway. Spend about an hour to an hour and a half on the train from London's Paddington Station to either Kimble, Stroud, Stonehouse, or Moreton-in-Marsh. And notice how the train is a bit faster than driving, and that's because you'll often run into congestion when driving. You know, those 2-lane highways? It's a thing. In addition to the train, you can take the National Express bus to Cirencester London Road. Excuse the pronunciation. And after 2.5 hours and around 20 pounds each way, you'll arrive. As you can see, you can take public transportation to get to and around the Cotswolds, but not every town is accessible by public transport, and the schedules don't run frequently. So if you're gonna do this, I suggest basing yourself in a larger, more connected village like Moreton-in-Marsh, Stroud, Kemble, Bourton-on-the-Water, or Stow-on-the-Wold, and either walk to the nearest village, find a bicycle if there are options nearby, or take the train or bus. Your time may be restricted due to the transport schedule, but if you plan it well enough in advance, it is possible. The third way you can get to the Cotswolds is to take a guided tour. And this is exactly what we did. It offers the most convenient, efficient, and educational route with the least amount of hassle, we thought. There are large group, small group, and private tours available. We chose to go on a small group tour where we met in a central London location, jumped in a small van, and we were carried off to the countryside. With a tour, your schedule is limited and time in each village is limited to around an hour or 2. But we met people, got expert advice, and learned more than just showing up on our own. Plus, we got to walk around the towns, grab a bite to eat, and explore while our driver worried about where to park. That wasn't our concern. A tour option might be a really good idea for just one day in the Cotswold. And if you're looking for tour options, know that larger tour buses are restricted in some towns, so you may not get to see some of the cute small towns that cars and small vans have access to. So choose your tour wisely, and I'll put a few highly rated and recommended small group tours, including the one I took, in the description box below if you want to check them out. There are even cycling tours and bike tours in the Cotswolds, so if you're looking for a fun and cute way to get around the city while covering more ground than just walking, then consider a bike tour. So, when is the best time to visit the Cotswolds? I would say either spring, April and May, or fall from September to October. We visited at the end of May, and although slightly crisp, the weather was beautiful, which is hard to say in England, right? There are crowds on the weekends, so try to schedule your visit during the week for smaller crowds. Let's take a quick peek at our trip to Burford.
We're in our first stop of Burford in the Cotswolds. It is so cute, very idyllic. Lots of shops and restaurants. It has some of the best shopping that we'll have on the trip. For things to take home with you, nice bakeries, it smells good, the vibe is really chill. And I'm excited to be here, so let's continue on and see what else Burford has to offer us.
Very clean.
I like it.
They really take care of the buildings here. You know?
We learned that a lot of the houses are made out of limestone, and you can't change the outside, you can't change the inside. You can only do the plumbing and the electrical. So everything else, even if you're building new, it has to be made out of limestone. There are definitely high standards for building stuff here, and you have to abide by them if you want to live in the Cotswold. But we saw some real estate posters. There's some places that are going for £400,000 and others for like $1 million. But I didn't even think you'd find a £400,000 place within a couple miles of here. So that's good to know. So if you want to save up for your retirement and move out here, start with £400,000 and then see what you can get.
What do you wear? What do you bring with you? Obviously, comfortable walking shoes, and extra points if they are water resistant and can handle cobblestone, grass, mud, and concrete, because you will experience all of them. Also dress in layers because it's England after all, and the weather can be chilly and hot, rainy, sunny, all in the same afternoon. So be prepared, wear layers, or bring a water resistant coat with you. Here's what it was like for us to visit Bibury.
Hello from Bibury. It's about 10 minutes away from where we were on our first stop. It's a small town, and we're just gonna walk through it. There's a 15-minute loop that we're gonna do around the river here, and it's gonna be great. There's trout in the river. There are swans that are big and beautiful. Scenery is so cute. There's no other way to describe the Cotswolds than just straight cute. I'm gonna keep on going because we only have about half an hour here, because it doesn't take much more than 15 minutes to walk around. If you're looking at driving, this is the parking situation. It's not the best, and Bibury no longer allows tour buses, so you can only take either a car or a small van like we did, like it's part of a group tour. So keep that in mind.
If you're getting value from this video or finding it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, click that like button, and share this video with a friend who wants to visit the Cotswolds. Now the most important part, what do you do in the Cotswolds? We're talking about one day in the Cotswolds, what to see, eat, and do on a day trip from London, so here are a few suggestions. My first suggestion is to explore! From charming limestone buildings to lush gardens with quaint ponds, being in the Cotswolds is a delight for the eyes. One thing to know is there are real people living in the houses, so be respectful of each property and the surrounding areas. Don't press your face against the window or try to walk in. This isn't a Hollywood set, it could be somebody's house. There are castles you can see in the Cotswolds, like Blenheim Palace, Sudley Castle, and the Cotswolds Wildlife Park and Gardens, Gloucester Cathedral, Cotswolds Farm Park, and Castle Combe. You can also relax at a world-class spa, watch the racing ducks at Christmas time, explore a manor house, or even see film and TV sets in real life, like I mentioned from all the shows and movies before. The Cotswolds also has festivals such as the Wilderness Festival, the Cotswolds Beer Festival, and the Big Festival. Not only that, but you can also go on a hot air balloon ride, which is an incredible way to see the countryside in the Cotswolds. You wake up early to catch the sunrise, and then look at the lush green fields and gorgeous Cotswolds stone buildings. The next thing to do in the Cotswolds is to shop. They have some of the cutest independent shops for homewares, baked goods, scarves, hats, adorable plush toys. Save some room and grab a reusable shopping bag or a tote bag so that you can shop around and grab some really great wool items. My husband and I grabbed a wool hat for my father-in-law because they're kind of hard to find in the DMV area in the US, so shop in the Cotswolds. You can also eat and drink. You can relax in a shop or take a pint in a cozy pub. There are lots of farm-to-table restaurants with fresh food, and it is a great location for foodies. Like, don't sleep on the Cotswolds for food. Just think, farmers markets, fish and chips, free-range meats, local produce, freshly baked bread and treats, tea rooms, and refreshing ice cream made in the region. Reservations are recommended, but you may get faster service if you order takeout and enjoy it in the town from select restaurants. The Porch House in Stow-on-the-Wold is also considered to be the oldest inn in England, dating back to 947 AD. So while at the Porch House, grab a pint. Speaking of farm to table, some of the best restaurants in the Cotswolds are the Old Bell, Painswick, the Checkers, Churchill, the Lamb in Burford, as well as the Wild Rabbit and the Double Red Duke. These are just a few examples. There are a lot of different restaurants that you can taste and visit and see in the Cotswolds. So enjoy yourself, eat and be merry. Here's a taste of our experience at Bourton-on-the-Water. Got the cod with mushy peas. I'm gonna throw some vinegar on that bad boy and salt. Call it a day.
And Kevin got the haddock. This place is so cute. I mean, my goodness, you can have a picnic here, bring your own food if you wanted to, or get takeout from some of the stores. place we had fish and chips at was delightful. It was really, really, really good. The fish was phenomenal, but this cute, cute town. I mean, I could spend forever here.
You can also walk around town in the gardens, on longer hikes in the hills. The Cotswolds has this storybook-like atmosphere, and some of the villages, not all, may charge you a few pence for restrooms, so keep a 10, 20, or 50 pence piece on you just in case. Now, let's stroll around Stow-on-the-Wold. You can also relax, picnic in a park, read, spend time with traveling buddies, watch the clouds as time goes by. The Cotswold quiet, peaceful, so definitely watch your volume levels and just relax in the Cotswolds. There are plenty of green spaces and charming villages, churches that you can just sit and just relax in. There are cozy inns with wooden beams and cottage style. Just really relax in the Cotswolds. You can also get creative. Give yourself the space to create and reflect. Whether it's photography, writing, journaling, knitting, crafting, singing, drawing, or painting, the Cotswolds practically beg you to slow down and make something beautiful. And honestly, I think the Cotswolds is the perfect setting for a retreat or like a group trip. Just imagine your book club discussing literature in a cozy cottage by the fire, your journaling group finding inspiration in these storybook villages, or your knitting circle working on a project in a tea room. And the more I think about it, the more it's also an incredible destination for a girls' getaway, a romantic, intimate couples escape, or a solo trip where you can get to romanticize your life. But of course, those are for if you have more than one day. And also, if you have more than one day, then consider staying a few nights in a village to truly immerse yourself in the Cotswolds lifestyle. Get away from the city, slow down, and enjoy the simple pleasures of country living. And book early, because it's a popular destination with only so many accommodation options to choose from. And it often books up months in advance. And here's the thing. Planning a trip like this, especially for a group, can feel overwhelming at times, and that's where I shine. Through My Tailored Escape, I specialize in creating curated, immersive trips that take the stress out of planning so you can focus on the experience itself. I work with trusted partners to arrange everything from charming accommodations to those special touches that make the trip unforgettable. Think private afternoon teas, guided village walks, or studio visits with local artisans. With transportation to and from London, whether you're dreaming of a solo, creative retreat, or coordinating a group getaway, I'd love to help you make your Cotswolds dreams come true. Just head to mytailoredescape.com, link is in the description box, then click book your escape to set up a free call with me so that we can start planning your perfect English countryside escape. In short, the Cotswolds is an amazing, quiet, peaceful, idyllic destination to visit and something you can definitely do in a day trip from London. Whether taking public transportation, driving yourself, or going on a tour, there is so much to see, eat, and do in the area. If you have any questions about visiting the Cotswolds, or if you've been to the Cotswolds and want to share your tips, put your questions and comments in the comment section down below so we can all see and learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching my one day in the Cotswolds, what to see, eat, and do on a day trip from London. I'll catch you in the next video where you can see what it's like to travel from London and Paris in the same trip. Bye!